Hello everyone, and welcome to the 9th episode of Tryggby already. Now, today is a little bit different. It's going to be a longer video. It's going to be about 11.5 minutes, and we're only going to be focusing on building one boat. So yeah, let's get into it. I start off with, of course, just a little plank in the water, and from that we're gonna make a Viking longship. So I did some research and I found out that one of the bigger longships that has been found turns out to be 23 meters long, which is long. It is a long ship. So I laid that out in slabs, and I decided to go find the center so I could find a place to place the mast in, because it looks like the boats are completely symmetrical. And then I wanted to first of all make the iconic end shapes that are usually in the shape of a dragon or some other kind of ornamental type thing or animal. And this is not what I'm sticking with for later, but it will hold the place for a while. So then the mast seems to be about as tall as half the boat is, so you kind of get a 45-degree angle between the edge of the boat and the top of the mast. And then I lay out the shape in the water and try to design an edge around it that curves up steeply at the ornamental bit at the end, and then flattens out to just the side of the boat. On the side that's at its widest around the mast, of course, and tapers back in at both ends. So you can see me playing with it and eventually changing the ornament at the end, and I really like the way it turned out. Then deciding what to do with the edges, because Wikipedia told me that the long boat of 23 meters was about 5 meters wide. So that would have been kind of like this. Although later on I switched it for full blocks, so it's technically 7 meters wide in the water, but who cares, it's Minecraft, right? So putting in benches for the rowers to sit on, because longships didn't only use sails, they also used oars whenever they had to. That way they could maneuver on rivers very easily and be very maneuverable overall. And here you can see me trying to fiddle with making some oars, which doesn't go well with the rails, because they just keep despawning, or plopping off, I suppose. So I switched to wooden slabs eventually. And I also found out that I wanted to change the trapdoors on the sides. And this all takes me quite some time to figure out, and well, I didn't speed this video up so much because we're only doing one boat, and also lots of people want to know how I build boats and how I make those shapes. So with this you can take a good look at it, at the process I go through to design these boats, so you can try it out yourself. And here you can see the ornament at the front pretty well. I really like the shape. I'm sure there's others that look equally cool as well. But hey, who cares? Then the oars. I could have done some research on how long these should be, but they're about 6 meters long now, which I think is plenty long. And of course, real oars weren't 1 meter thick slabs of wood. But hey, this is Minecraft, we have to make something that looks good. Form over function, most of the time. Then the way I wanted to make the sail is of course at an angle, because straight sails look kind of boring. So I put in the top beam that the sail hangs from first, and then just drape the sail down to about a couple meters above the deck. And this makes a good starting canvas to model your sail on later. It also kind of gives a feel for the size of the sail, right? So right now I can see it isn't too wide, it isn't too tall. It's just about perfect. And then I jump in with some fences to build the flag post. And I decide to build the rigging, or like the ropes that hold up the mast. And I do that using World Edit, and I use the /line command. So I just select the first position and the second one and type /line, and then the block I want to use, in this case oak fence. So you get a straight line from point to point, which looks like ropes if you use fences. You could also enter a different thickness, so your lines would actually be connected, which for some people and some scales works pretty well. I like to keep mine disconnected. And I connect those up to the edges of the sail, so you have some control over what angle the sail is pointing at, and so you can keep it taut in every angle. Of course, the main line that holds up the mast needs some reshaping because it has some awkward patterns in there, and I want it to be kind of slack, you know? So it hangs down, bulges down, instead of some weird order or pattern. Then it's time to work some more on the sails. So first of all, you can see me adding some, well, ropes or supports for the beam, and then adding the front rope, which is hanging more slack because technically the sail should be pointing forwards. Although I will change this later because the sail, of course, still needs some work, as you can see. Now in the middle I'm adding some poles on which the beam and the sail could be stored, and over which a tent could be draped in the middle of the boat, so you could stay dry in the rain. Now the curving of the sail, I basically start with using the same pattern on every piece of sail, and I just build up on top of the sail that's already there, as you can see, and then add some more detail for the desired angle that we're using, and cutting out the sail at the back so you can actually, you know, so it's a hollow sail and not just a big block. And you can already see this sail looks pretty cool. And then redoing the rigging. And then the very last part, the flag on top, to finish it off with the Tryggby colours, black and red. And there you have it, our beautiful Viking longship, in a kind of realistic scale, made for the world of our Tryggby. If you have built your own Viking longship or some other kind of boat, be sure to share it on my Discord, or leave a comment. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!